May 2025, Pakistan and India engaged in one of the most sophisticated high-tech conflict in the modern warfare. The world witnessed the military dominance of Pakistan through its multi-domain strategy, superbly executed by its bold leadership. But few knew the sophisticated mastery of deception, discipline, and deterrence that forced the mighty Indian military on its knees. Let's step into an immersive journey of Marqa-E-Haqq, the war that raged for 88 relentless hours. 14 days to 0 hour. On 22nd April 2025, India conducted a false flag attack on its own citizens in Pahalgam, portraying Pakistan as a perpetrator of terror. A rapid media offensive followed immediately, without an iota of proof, making it all suspicious. Sensing the evil intent of Indians, Pakistani armed forces activated their multi-domain surveillance grid. Indian military had started extensive recce missions, along with more than 500 air mobility sorties to deploy its fighters and troops on forward bases. All these moments were closely monitored through a fully integrated AI-assisted intelligence network, plotting the exact orbit of Indian military, using cyber, space, and electronic sensor data. Aligned with the escalating primacy of information warfare operations, Pakistan executed a deliberately modulated maneuver to deceive and disrupt the Indian military's OODA framework. 7 days to 0 hour. Both rivals tested each other's readiness on April 29th. Hostile Indian Rafale jets got airborne from Ambala and vectored towards the line of control. Pakistan countered them mid-mission with a brutal, non-kinetic attack, which incorporated multi-domain cyber, space, and EW operations. Their critical systems were rendered handicapped, and Rafale formation was forced to land at Srinagar. Indians received a solid warning of what awaited them, but they chose to ignore it. Pakistani armed forces remained alert, trigger-happy, and ready to defend. Approaching the 0 hour near midnight, 7th May 2025. Multiple Indian strike packages with support aircraft were detected heading west, consisting of 70-plus fighters. Within minutes, Pakistan Air Force countered the Indian intentions by augmenting its air defense with 40-plus high-tech fighters. Maintaining its legacy of low moral conduct, Indian Air Force diverted over a dozen civil airliners towards Kashmir instead of Delhi to form a coerced human shield of multiple nationalities. 12:30 a.m. Pakistan Standard Time, the 0 hour. Indian jets and ground-based weapon systems released their payloads from standoff ranges towards civilian targets, unfolding their Hindutva-driven hegemonic designs. The 88 Hours War just kicked off. Indian actions forced the bold military leadership of Pakistan to change rules of engagement, setting its fighters weapons free and go for offensive punitive actions. Pakistan, using its holistic multi-domain kill chain, unleashed hell upon Indian fighters and within few minutes shot down 8 Indian aircraft. Synchronized spectrum-dominant operations crippled the adversary's situational awareness. Jammed C2 links, degraded radar picture, and collapsed enemies' OODA loop all enabled this high-tempo kill chain across the battle space. All 7 fighter kills were scored by a single J-10C squadron of Pakistan Air Force, a unique new record, while an air defense system shot the UAV. Frontline Rafale jets were the prime target of Pakistan Air Force. First one was shot down over Bathinda, second one in south of Pir Panjal range. The third went down north of Udhampur, while the fourth one got hit near Hoshiarpur and subsequently crash-landed at Ambala. One Mirage 2000 was struck down over Pampore. A MiG-29 engulfed into flames over Ramban. Poor souls from Sukhoi 30 had to eject over Aknur, and the Heron drone trying to record strike visuals was brought down in Poonch sector. Indian Air Force lost 8 aircraft within the first hour of battle. Trying to attack civilian targets in Muridke and Bahawalpur, they recorded the poorest ever attrition ratio in the history of modern warfare. In parallel, The Indian Army also targeted multiple civilian targets in north, using artillery and drones. Pakistan Army's anti-UAS systems neutralized Indian kamikaze drones, while immediate counter-bombardment neutralized Indian artillery assets, who attempted to target innocent citizens of Pakistan. A massive firefight erupted all along the line of control, and under the bold orders of its leadership, Pakistan Army opened the gates of hell for Indian Army. The day of 7th May saw intense combat all along the line of control, as the battle-hardened Pakistan Army ensured complete escalation dominance. Meanwhile, Indians were busy hiding wreckages and sealing off the crash sites. A half-hearted military presser with depressed faces claimed success without any mention of humiliating attrition. India pressed for a cease of hostilities, but Pakistan made it clear justice will be served. Blood of our innocent children will be avenged. The night between 7th and 8th May saw a major escalation from Indian side. Multiple Harpy and Harop anti-radiation drones of Israeli origin intruded into Pakistani airspace. Executing a very innovative anti-drone warfare, Pakistan's multi-domain air defense shield got activated. Indian drones were rendered harmless through smart sensor management and hybrid anti-UAS operations. On the same night, Pakistan's false target injection forced Indians to panic fire its S-400 system against ghost targets, hereby naively exposing its location. Indian miseries further multiplied with deception tactics of Pakistani forces, as some drones went for dummy and decoy targets. The world witnessed a massive failure of Indian drone operation as they started falling over civilian areas instead of reaching their intended military targets. More than 80 drones were neutralized through hard and soft kills. Punitive pounding of Indian Army posts continued at line of control using drones, advanced precision artillery, and anti-tank missiles. Indian drone attacks persisted through the night of 8th and 9th May, with isolated intrusions continuing into the next day. By 9th May, Indian aircraft carrier Vikrant positioned itself in the Arabian Sea, 400 nautical miles away from Pakistani coast. Indian Navy did not realize that its aircraft carrier Vikrant was in the constant crosshairs of Pakistani Navy, and it was locked and loaded for a coordinated carrier busting operation with Pakistan Air Force as soon as it gets the green light. India kept insisting for cease of hostilities through diplomatic channels, but Pakistan made it clear the retaliation will come at the time and place of its choosing. The night of 9th and 10th May, fearing Pakistani retaliation, India made a desperate and ill-judged move by launching missile attacks against Pakistani airfields. Most of these missiles were intercepted through kinetic and non-kinetic systems, whilst only a few projectiles struck Pakistani air bases, causing no casualties or any kind of disruption to its operations. Indians thought their punny escalation tactics will deter Pakistan from its retaliation. This was the time to bring sense into the bloated minds of Indian military planners and teach them how to fight. Pakistan initiated Operation Bunyan-um-Marsoos, one of the world's most sophisticated multi-domain offensive against a very modern and well-equipped enemy. Shaping operations started as Pakistan launched a massive barrage of kamikaze drones towards multiple Indian targets before dawn. Panicked Indians fell right into the trap and started engaging these highly cost-effective drones with expensive interceptors, depleting their magazine depth and exposing their locations. Many drones penetrated Indian defensive shield, hitting various military targets besides causing chaos and panic. 0500 hours. At the time of Fajr, Pakistani armed forces launched a very coordinated military offensive against Indian military targets. Cyber warriors, EW platforms, and counter-space systems blinded the Indian surveillance systems, paving way for Pakistani missile, drone, and airstrikes. Fateh guided rocket systems struck critical systems inside Indian air bases and Indian Army's Northern Command. In parallel, Pakistan Air Force conducted the most critical airstrike of this operation by destroying fire control and surveillance radars of India's most prized S-400 air defense system at Udhampur. PAF packages also struck the IACCS node at Barnala, rendering the whole western flank of Indian air defense disintegrated. JF-17 Thunders and killer drones under a paradigm of uncontested air superiority struck multiple Indian air bases and defense systems, while waves of F-series missiles pounded their targets with precision. More than 34 military sites were engaged from north to south. Further punishment was served, with a massive artillery barrage of Pakistan Army, led by SH-15 long-range artillery system, obliterating Indian Army logistics and command centers. Cherry on top was a massive cyber attack on Indian military and eco-mill targets, hindering critical operations and causing loss of billions. This massive retaliation within a span of couple of hours sent Indian leadership into shock and forced them to start begging for a ceasefire. Realizing the extent of damage to their military repute, they resorted to last-moment missile strikes to gain some face-saving before the announcement of ceasefire. While most of Indian Air Force remained grounded, only a couple of Rafale jets and ground-based missile batteries carried out these strikes. Pakistan's air defense shield thwarted this attack successfully with multiple hard interceptions and soft kills. Indian attack brutally failed to even pinch the operational status of Pakistani armed forces. They remained locked and loaded for the second wave of retaliatory strikes, which included the sinking of India's pride, the INS Vikrant. As guns were being reloaded, aircrew feeding new targets into their weapons, and submarines prowling for the hunt, world powers requested Pakistan to hold its punitive strikes and accept Indian mercy for a ceasefire. Despite maintaining dominance and full control of the battle space, Pakistan chose to uphold peace and accepted India's ceasefire offer, in effect from 1630 hours on May 10, 2025, ending the 88 Hours War. Pakistan's victory was defined not just by firepower, but by precision, coordination, and clarity of purpose. Pakistan's mastery of multi-domain warfare, seamlessly integrating air, land, sea, and the unseen spectrum, demonstrated a strategy shaped by bold leadership and disciplined execution. If tested again, the message stands firm. This resolve will return, sharper, farther, and with even greater force.